morning, friends. It's Monica with Miss Mo's Vegan Kitchen. How are you today? Today is a very special day, my friends. It's my mom's birthday. We're having some Rice Krispies. I didn't get a glass bowl, but with some cashew milk. So today's story time is going to be all about my mama. I'm going to try not to cry. Not a guarantee. Because my mom was amazing. We've got some shredded coconut. And some slivered almonds. I was going to put dates in there. I think I should. Why not? So my mama was going to be 76 this year. She was born in a little tiny place called Niguac, New Brunswick. She was Acadian, which is French Canadian. And she was born to a family of 16 kids. Yeah, my grandma was a brave person. And my grandpa was a horny old bugger. So, my grandparents lived in this beautiful home. And my grandma literally was giving birth to children for like 30... No, I think she had 15 kids in like... Well, 16 children, but one of them passed away. So, in a span of, I want to say 16 years, if not 15 years, friends. Hello, no break in there. So, my mom is right in the middle. And her family is beautiful. Like, her siblings are just lovely, lovely folks. I mean, obviously they're my family, so you'd think that I have to say that. But no, I'm going to be honest. If somebody's not good, I'm going to say it. So, my parents met when they were really young. And the first time that my dad went to visit, when my grandma, oh my gosh, my hair. When my grandma went to the door, ma mère, but I'll just say grandma, because ma mère is how we say it. She didn't like my dad. She shut the door in his face because he wasn't French. She grew to love him very quickly, but I just think that's hilarious. So, so satisfying. They had a very tough life growing up. I mean, when you have that many children, it's kind of hard, right? So, my mom decided to pick up and move to Toronto when she was really young. Like 14. I might be wrong on that date, but on the age, sorry. But I know it was super young. And my dad moved with her. My dad was in the army. My mom got pregnant. My older brother's 57. So she had him young at 19. They married when my mom was only 17. They had a beautiful ceremony at the French church here in Toronto called Sacré-Cœur. And they made a beautiful lives for themselves. They had me and 2 brothers, so 3 kids, and we lived in this apartment. I can't remember if I told you that her nickname was Francine. So most people either called her Fran, Franny, or Francine. Or my dad called her Alphonsine. She was, honest to goodness, so beautiful inside and out. She was pure of heart. She just loved. And, you know, I really do think that that's where I got it from. Because it just showed me that no matter how things go in life, love wins. You know? I was never in any trouble. Like, honestly, I quit school when I was like 16. Hid it from my parents. Don't ask how. It's kind of hilarious. I'll tell you in another story time. But I remember when we were young, my mom was just so much fun. Her smile, her laugh was infectious. Like the most beautiful, heartwarming, hearty laugh. Ironically, I have a laugh that's very hearty, but completely different than my mom's in the sound. But people recognize me from it, so that's kind of funny. Excuse me. And she was very involved in our lives. She was on the parent committee. She would take us to, like, my brothers to their hockey games, and she would dress up with us on Halloween, and she would go all out for Christmas. Well, I mean, not going to say she, but most of the time growing up, it was my mom that was doing everything because my dad was off doing a ton of stuff for work. So, excuse me. And when you were with my mom, you just felt so comforted and needed, wanted, loved. It was a beautiful feeling. So she had a thing for like funky hair and funky clothes. She was kind of like picture Peggy Bundy. That was my mom. Like big hair, red. She loved red. Absolutely loved red hair. And she would wear all the like leopard print clothing, and she had the funkiest clothes you've ever seen in your life. It was so cool. And she liked cooking and baking, which is where I got my love from it, because my grandma liked to do it as well. No, I'm talking about Nana. Charlie loved my mom. And loves, because he still sees her. And she wasn't very crafty. We didn't do a lot of crafts because her, I don't know, her strength was in the kitchen, definitely. So we grew up baking and making a lot of Acadian traditional recipes, like poutine râpé. Now, if you've never had this, most people in the world never had it. It's a true Acadian thing. I think I've explained it before, but it's like a dough ball made out of mashed potatoes, and then inside is salted pork. And sometimes people will mix other things in with it, but I can't eat it now, obviously. But I would love to make it with salted vegetables. Maybe not salted vegetables, maybe just vegetables. But I could figure out something like a salted pate or something that I make out of vegetables. And this thing was a pain in the butt to make. It would take like 3 days to do this whole process. Excuse me, because it was mashed potatoes, uncooked shredded potatoes, and then all of the salt meat and everything. Anyway, it's about this big, like a big snowball kind of thing, and you have to wrap it in cheesecloth. Back then we really didn't do cheesecloth. We just did like, you had rags, old rags from clothes and stuff like that. There you had to be a certain kind of material, obviously usually cotton or muslin. And they didn't throw anything out. So all your old clothes was all kept to either make quilts or used for these little rags. So you would wrap it in this rag, and you would say the name of a deceased relative, and then put it in this big, huge vat of boiling water. And it would hopefully, not all the time, but it would hopefully keep it together, because these things like fall apart. So anyway, we would do those, and we would do tortillas, which is meat pies. And we would have them all over the house. And we would bake bread. Oh, how I miss that bread. Loaves and loaves and loaves of bread. And it would be, we would make it in like big roasting pans, because you could never make one little tiny loaf. No thanks, because we had to give it to the neighbor, and we had to give it to the relatives, and we had to have it for ourselves. And bread was a huge thing in our lives, so I kind of miss bread a lot. And my mom, when she would sit in the kitchen and make these things, whatever they were, we would sing, and we would laugh, and we would joke, and we would dance, and we would just have such a blast. Honestly, I miss that whole thing so much. So that's why I do it now. Part of the reason anyway, not because that's not all of my reason, but you know, she instilled that love of cooking in me. Because the whole act of it is pure love. Love of life, love of food, love of people, love of nurturing, everything. It's just such a beautiful act to pour your soul into making food and serving it to other people. You can't share yourself much more than that with still living. So that was one thing that she loved to do. Oh, there goes my lighting. Sorry, friends. Oh, maybe it's because I put my hands there. This camera is weird. So my mom she had friends that, stop it. Oh my gosh, you're gonna fall. Come on this side. Come over here. Come over here so they can see you. Come. No, no, no. Oh, he's gonna go all the way around. So she was just gorgeous. And, you know, I mean, I can absolutely talk about her now without bursting into tears, thank God. But, you know, it took me a long time to get to this space, so I thought I had to do a video about her and not be crying and show everybody how much I loved her without getting sad. But, you know, for anybody out there who has lost a loved one, believe me, it doesn't get better. It just gets more easier to talk about and not think about the ending. Because, yes, my mom's ending of her life was horrid, but she had a beautiful, fulfilling, loving, laughing, dancing, singing life that was just abundant. And, you know, I wish that on everybody. And talk about dancing. My gosh, my parents, when they danced, everybody stopped. They could go to a swing dance at the church, and once they started dancing, everybody would stop and watch them. They were like, Ginger and, is it Ginger? Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers, right? Yes, Fred and Ginger. So they were just breathtaking, and you were mesmerized by watching them. Every single move, every single step, every single swing was just so eloquently put together, and they moved in such sync and unison. They were such a unit. They were best friends. They were together their whole entire lives, basically, from the moment that they reached teenagerhood. And, you know, my dad was there when my mom passed away, and she was more worried about him than any of us, obviously. But she was also worried about just everybody in general. I also get that from her. I worry a lot. So that's my friends. My little chat about my mom. Now I'm going to take a picture off of our wall, so I can show you my mama. There's my mom. Look at that smile. She was so beautiful. And that's my dad. My mama, Francine. My dad, Charlie. And some cobwebs. Friends, life is beautiful. And my tea behind there, so I should stand up. Please make the most of it. You really do not know when it's going to go away. Love every minute. Cherish every moment. Tell people that you love them all the time. Every single day. As much as you can. 20 times a day. 20 times a minute. I don't care. Make sure that people know that you love them. Love yourself. Look in the mirror and tell yourself that you love yourself. That's hard to do. I'm not even going to lie. But the more that you do it, the easier that it gets. You know? And, I don't know. Just know that life is beautiful. And if somebody that you love is passing away or has passed away, please don't think about their end of life. Don't. It's so harming to both of you. Remember that they aren't what happened to them at the end of their life. They're what they happened during their life. So that's my chat today, my friends. I really hope that you are loved. And if you are not, I love you. But if you are, make sure that you spread that love everywhere that you can. You deserve it, and so do others. Peace, my friends. Thank you so much for watching. Happy birthday, Mama. I love you. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe with the notification bell so that you know when we post up a new video. Cherish everyone. Keep smiling. Please stay blessed. You deserve it.